Some names, they've outlasted gods and kings, armies and entire empires. And then there's the name of a city that just refuses to die. Delhi. But what if a name isn't just a label for a place? What if it's actually an idea, a concept so powerful that it literally shapes the destiny of the land it's on? That is the real mystery behind the name Delhi. I mean, for thousands of years, invaders have stormed its gates and have just burned it to the ground. We're talking palaces, libraries, entire generations, all of it turned to dust and smoke. And when it wasn't burned, its people were driven out, it became a ghost town full of shattered monuments, and you gotta imagine, some haunting memories. Over and over again, it was just left for dead. And yet, every single time someone came back, a new conqueror, a new king, they'd stand right there in the middle of those very same ruins and decide, yep, this is the center of the world. We're gonna build our empire right here. Think about it. The Tughlaqs, the Mughals, the British, they all came, they all ruled, and they're all gone. Their great capitals have crumbled, but that name, Delhi, it's still here. So why? How did one simple word manage to outlive them all? Okay, to crack this case, we have to start with the official story. The one everybody thinks they know. Let's take a look at our first and most obvious suspect. So just look at this evolution. These aren't recent spellings, not at all. We find Dilika carved into ancient stone and Dili in medieval scripts. We're talking centuries before many of the famous empires even existed. The name it's like a ghost from a forgotten time. So the legend goes something like this. A great king, Raja Dilu, founded a city way back in the 1st century BC. And in a classic act of royal ego, what's he do? He names it after himself. It's a simple, neat explanation. Makes for a great story, right? Well, yeah, here's the problem with that convenient story. Historians and archaeologists have torn through every record. They've dug deep into the earth. And there is absolutely zero evidence, none, that King Dilu ever existed. The story is a complete fiction. So if the founding father is just a myth, the whole story collapses. And that means the name isn't a monument to some man. It's a clue, and it's pointing to something much, much older and a lot more powerful. See, the answer isn't buried in some dusty legend. It's written on the land itself. To find the truth, we need to stop looking at myths and start looking at maps. And we need to look at the ancient roots of the word. Okay, so in ancient Indo-Aryan languages, the language family of this whole region, we find words like Dehali or Dehalis. Now, these aren't just similar sounding words, they share a common root. And get this, they don't mean king, they mean threshold, doorway, support, or pillar. The very foundation of a structure. So that begs the question, why would an entire region be named the threshold? Well, because its geography demanded it. The land itself, it made Delhi's destiny completely inevitable. Just look at this map for a second. Delhi is basically a fortress built by nature. To the south and west, you've got the rugged Aravalli Hills guarding its back. To the east, the wide Yamuna River acts like a natural moat. It commands this narrow corridor into the huge fertile plains of India. It is the gateway. So if you want to control the subcontinent, you have to pass through this threshold first. And now all the pieces start to come together. You've got a name that means pillar or threshold, and a geographic location that is a natural choke point of power. The connection, well, it's pretty undeniable. The logic here unfolds in 3 really clear steps. First, the geography creates a strategic gateway. Second, whoever controls that gateway holds the keys to the entire land. They become the pillar supporting the empire. And third, over centuries, the place becomes known for its purpose. It's not named after a person, it's named for its function. And that brings us to the very heart of this mystery. The reason the name survived every single massacre, every fire, every fallen emperor. We've been asking the wrong question this whole time, because Delhi is not a city. It's a job description, it is the title that gets given to the seat of imperial power in northern India. To rule, you had to hold the threshold. You had to become the pillar. You had to possess Delhi. The name literally describes a gravitational point on the map. It's a feature of the landscape that, by its very nature, just pulls power towards it. Any conqueror, any army, they were all inevitably drawn to this exact spot. to fulfill the destiny that's embedded in the name itself. And when you think of it that way, it changes everything. The name isn't just some historical label that happened to stick around. No, it's something way more fundamental than that. Seriously, think about that for a second. The idea of this place as the support, as Delhi, it existed in the language and on the land long before the great empires even showed up to claim it. The name wasn't a relic they left behind. It was an invitation. It was like a prophecy carved into the earth, just waiting for the next ruler to answer the call.